I had this woman and she said something to me. I was like, whoa, mind blown. You know what she said? She's like, Laddie, whenever I make love to my husband, I'm picturing someone else. I'm actually replacing him in my mind with someone else. That's the only way I can have feelings or I can be aroused. That's sad. And I told her, I'm like, girl, you need to get out of that relationship. You need to get out. Because if you're making love to your husband and you're picturing someone else, that is bad. That's bad. You know what I mean? Here. So Merry Christmas. We know Christmas is coming up very soon. I want to wish all of you Merry Christmas. Okay, so this video is going to be about a survey that I have done, and this is how I came up with the statistics that I said about 90% of wives don't love their husbands even though they're living together. So guys, I wanted to let you know that everything I do, or every videos that I make, I don't make them just to make them. Actually, I basically do a lot of little research and I speak with people. I sometimes even go online and do some surveys with people so that I can find out some kind of the truth, a little bit of the truth. So a few days ago, I posted on my Facebook that about 90% of wives, unfortunately, don't love their husbands, and they stay in the relationship simply because of interest. So we are going to break it down and see what kind of interest we are talking about, and why even staying in a relationship if you are no longer in love with the person. So the number one thing that came in mind when I was asking, and it's not just me asking questions, it's basically chit-chatting. You know, sometimes I'll be at work and we talk. You know how you guys, you men, you know, talk to each other, have conversations with each other. As women, we're the same. We also have conversations among ourselves. We also, you know, basically talk to each other, and this is how you can find out things. And you know, this is how I came up with the numbers, you know, those numbers that about 90% of wives basically don't love their husbands, which is really sad. If you think about it, it's extremely sad, but it's the truth. Based on the women that I spoke with, these are really the numbers that I came up with. And the good news is that I fall into the 10% number. Okay, so I'm not into the 90% of women that don't love their husbands. I love my husband very much, and before I made this video, I even spoke to him and I asked him, can I make this video? And he was okay with it. So this is why I'm making it. So with the few women that I spoke with, the number one reason why they are just staying in the marriage without really loving their husbands anymore is, and I'm pretty sure you have guessed it already, I would say about 70% say that because of being unfaithful. Okay, because the husband has been unfaithful, basically not being loyal to their wives, and this is why basically many of them don't love their husbands anymore. And talking about being faithful, these women that I spoke with, say that their husbands have cheated on them multiple times. Many times they have cheated and they have not changed their ways. So the good news is that you can always change your ways. So that's the good news. Even though, you know, some wives may not love their husbands anymore, I'm pretty sure if the husband changes his way, the wife's going to forgive them. Not all of them, and I'm going to get there. So one thing that I hear a lot about men, especially, you know, I'm African, you know, I'm from Africa, I'm from DRC. A lot of men say that cheating is basically within the man's nature. A man cheats because it's in his nature to just not be with one wife or one person or one significant other. They have to basically go out sometimes because it's in their nature. So, which brings me to say this. I don't know, guys, or let me say men, you guys have a choice. I don't know if you knew it, but you guys have a choice. What are the choices that you have is, one, you don't have to get married. You know what I mean? You don't have to get married. So the moment that you get married, you have basically given each other vows. And one of the vows is to be faithful to each other. So you are, by breaking those vows, you are breaking so many things. You are breaking the happiness within your relationship. So, and this is why we see some guys that choose not to be married. Okay? And many times people talk about them. Why aren't you married? When are you going to get married? Well, for them, they have, you know, chosen not to be married because they feel they are not ready to be married. So you guys have a choice. When the moment that you basically, you know, you enter the relationship, you enter into marriage, you are no longer free. Honestly, you are no longer free in a sense that you cannot just go outside your marriage and sleeping around with someone else. I mean, you are breaking your wife's heart. You are breaking her trust. You are basically breaking everything. And another choice you also have, I don't know if you guys forget about it, but because many guys, let me tell you, especially, I'm talking about especially our African men, they always say that, oh, even in the Bible, it says that, you know, back in the days, they used to have many wives. They used to have, you know, giving examples, for example, Abraham or Solomon, those people used to have many wives. The problem is, those people, since the beginning of their relationship, they entered into an agreement to have multiple partners. You know what I mean? So, since the beginning of the relationship or the relationships, these people chose not to only be with one woman. So that's the problem there. So when you guys made it, you know, when you met your wife or whatever, you guys agreed to only be the two of you. So you guys made an agreement. So don't compare yourselves to those people back in the days, because those people knew that from the beginning there is going to be more than just one woman. So you guys have choices. One, you don't have to be married if you aren't ready to be married and to be only with one woman. And two, you can make that agreement from the beginning. Whoever you want to be with, let them know that, hey, I'm a polygamist. I cannot be with only one woman. You will be surprised how many females are open to it. They're open. They can do it. They want to do it. So make that choice. If you think that you cannot only be with one woman, then you have a choice. Because I'm telling you, the few women spoken to, I mean, it was beyond me, okay? Some of the things they have said, I was like, why are you living with this person? Why don't you divorce them? And the reasons they were telling me that it's because divorce is expensive. Some of them said because they have young children and they cannot get out of the relationship because they feel like they are stuck somehow. So basically, I'm telling you, sometimes you don't know anything because you basically don't have that opportunity to speak with those women or to really know how many wives feel. And I'm telling you that speaking among ourselves at work, at church, in the community, a lot of women say that they are staying in the relationship because of interest, because of the image. Some of them say that because people know, how or what a lovely couple they are, they don't want to break it. The woman doesn't want to get out or she's going to be ashamed in front of people. So she is staying, even though the love isn't there anymore. The good news is you guys can change it. You guys can change it because I've asked, okay? The women that have told me that, no, I just don't love my husband anymore. I'm there only because of blah, 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 blah. So I've asked them, what if your husband changed his way? Would you love him then? Are you going to forgive him? And the good news is about 99% say that, oh yes, in a heartbeat, I'm going to definitely forgive him and I'm going to love him maybe better than before. And unfortunately, about 1% say that I don't care. Even if he changes his ways, I'm still never going to love him. He has already messed up. It's a done deal. I am never going to love him again. I'm just waiting for the right moment so that I can basically go away. So, and I've always given this example, okay? To those men that love to be unfaithful. It's like you wanted a car. You wanted this expensive car that you've always wanted and you've worked so hard to get it. And you finally got the car, okay? You finally got your car. And before the car can show you what potentials the car has, or what potentials it has, or before you can basically know how far the car can go, you went ahead and just wrecked. You wrecked the car right at the beginning before the car can show you what it can do for you. So it's just like a wife, okay? So you go ahead, you wanted this woman, you finally married her, and before you can know what things she can bring to you, what things she can do, you go ahead and just break her. You break everything about her, and now she cannot give you 100% or even more than 100% of her love because you have messed it up. You know what I mean? You have messed it up, just like the car. So before you can know how far this car can go or how fast the car can go, you went ahead and wrecked it. The good news is you still have a chance. You can fix it. Just like a car, you can go to a good mechanic and fix it. And maybe, just maybe, the car can run even better than before. So just like your wives, when you know you have messed up, when you know you're a cheater and you cannot stop, try to stop it. Because many times when you cheat, the woman knows, or eventually she is going to find out. And when she does, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think she's going to be happy with you? Do you think she's going to love you? After all, you are cheating. It's just like in a game. Even when you play a game, do you like someone to cheat in a game? I don't think so. When someone cheats, it basically, to me, or for so many people, it just takes a lot out. You won't trust that person anymore. And also, even consideration. When someone cheats, you don't even consider them anymore. So in a way, you think that you are being a player. You think that you know the game. But at the end of the day, you are living in the same roof with a woman who doesn't love you anymore. So instead of getting 100% of your wife's love, you're getting maybe only about 20% of it. Believe me when I'm telling you this, because I've had conversations with wives. This is coming from them. And some of them are people that I know very well, that people admire, people love. But when you hear the things that they're saying about their husbands, I'm just beyond, I'm like, it's beyond me. I personally wouldn't. If I wasn't in love with my man anymore, I'll tell him straight up, look, either we'll have a conversation and I'll tell him, change your ways, or that's it, I'm going to leave. I cannot live with someone when I'm not in love with them. That's beyond me. I used to have a boss, a few years ago. Everybody at work knew how much she hated her husband. She hated him, like everyone knew about it. But himself, he didn't know. He thought that, hey, my wife still loves me, whatever. But this woman hated him so much that she kept on saying it every single day. And one day I've asked her, I'm like, why don't you ask for a divorce? Why are you in this relationship when you don't love your husband? For what? And she told me, Laddie, it's too expensive. I can't afford it. We own so many things together. We own houses. We own vacation homes. We have so many things tied together that I cannot ask for a divorce. So I got to stay with him, even though I hate the hell out of him. And I wish that this man can die. Imagine the hate. And she wasn't alone. There was a lot of women that I have spoken with. And you should hear the hate they have for their husbands. It is beyond me. It's crazy. But all of that comes to the number one reason is just the man being unfaithful. You know what I mean? So, I don't know what it is like. I don't know what men think. I don't know why most of them think that because they are men and we are women, we have a heart of a stone, I guess. No, we are the same. Guys, we are the same. When you cheat, it hurts. It hurts the wife. It's not because I'm a wife or I'm a female that when you go ahead and sleep with someone else, it's not going to hurt me, or I'm going to take it easier because I'm a female. No, it's the same thing. So when you enter into a relationship, when you say I do in front of, the church, in front of the courthouse or whatever, or between you two, you have an agreement. You have to respect it. You have to respect that agreement. So usually the man says that it's not easy for them because when they see, another woman, or maybe she has something that is so attractive to them, maybe they have a big behind, they have big hips, and maybe the woman at the house don't have all of that. But the problem is you married that woman, you married her. So when you married her, didn't you see all of that? When you married her, you loved what she had, right? So what makes you fantasize now about someone else? And it's not like us women can't do it. We can fantasize too. You know what I mean? We are the same. We can fantasize. We choose not to. I choose not to fantasize. I love my husband. I have no room for that. I see him and him only. And you guys can do the same. It's not because you are a guy that you have to fantasize about someone else, or to know like, oh, how is she going to be in bed? All of that. Or, oh man, I just love her body. I love how she looks. What if the wife said the same thing? Oh, I love this guy with big hands. I wonder what big hands feels like. You know what I mean? Or I like this guy, he's so buff. I want to know what it feels like. We can do it too, but we choose not to do it. And you can do the same. If you choose not to do it, or if you don't wanna, if you wanna keep on fantasizing, you have to ask yourself a question. Do you have a wife at home who is in love with you? You really have to ask that question. Yes, I want to go ahead and sleep around with someone else or sleep around with other people. But is my wife loving me? Is my wife still in love with me? Am I getting 100% of her love? Or am I only getting about 20% of it? You have to ask yourselves those questions. Really. And at the end of the day, who's a loser? Who is losing? When you think that, oh, I'm so good, I'm doing the thing, you know, I'm like, oh, you know, I'm a player, I gotta show how I am, you know, going around and everything. Who is a loser? The things that you are going to you know, the things you're looking for outside of your marriage, you can do it with your wife. You know, you two can discover things together. You can try different things together. You don't really have to go outside. You want to know and you want to discover how far your wife can go. But you have to give her that love so that you can know who she is. It's so sad that many men don't even know their wives. Yes, so what was I saying? So basically, you want to discover how far your wife can go. You know, you want to discover who your wife really is. When you don't give her that love, when you are cheating around and she's at home hating you, not loving you at all, you will never know who she is. And this is how some men be complaining. My wife, you know, she doesn't know how to make love. She doesn't know how to do this. And one day when they end up divorcing or no longer together, and she goes with someone else, and she's like the beast with someone else. You know what I mean? She's the beast. But that's because that someone else has given her love that you never did. So you never discovered who your wife was. You know what I'm saying? You have never discovered who your wife was. So, again, I'm going to say it again. I'm not talking just to talk. I'm not saying just to say. I have had conversations with a lot of women. And a lot of them, and I'm telling you, about 90% of everyone I have spoken with don't love their husbands, and that's sad. However, they are willing to change. They want to hear. They want their men to change so that they can love them again. So you guys can do it. So next time you are going to sleep around, just think about it. Do you have a wife who's in love with you? Or she's just there just for interest? Maybe because you have kids and, you know, they're small and she can't go away yet. Maybe because you have so many things together, you own so many things together and she can't get out yet. I mean, if you are going to live in the same roof as someone, you guys got to be in love. You guys have to love each other. Or to me, it's like, what a loss, you know? But that was just like the number one thing that many women complained about, okay? So, also, many women say that they can't stand when a man is just lazy. Lazy and considerate. They don't want to work. And not just work to bring, you know, money home, but working like, you know, cleaning the house, you know, helping your wives. So many men don't do it. They think that a woman has to do everything. You know, she has to clean, she has to cook, she has to take care of the kids. So many women talk crap about you, like the guys that don't do it. You are together in a relationship. So it's not because she's the wife and you're the husband, she has to be the one to do everything. You know what I mean? You guys have to share. You got to help your wife. You got to help her. Help her with something. My husband cooks many times. He'll cook. You know what I mean? And that helps me a lot. So you got to help out with something. You know, he takes care of the kids. I'm not the one doing everything. You know, people get tired. So many women, especially, and it's sad, especially African women, they don't want to let it out. They don't sit with their husbands and have a conversation. However, outside, they be talking. They talk. We talk to each other. So the things that I have discovered made me extremely sad that so many women felt so helpless, felt so trapped in a relationship, and they can't really say anything because they know or they feel like the husband is entitled. The husband has such a big ego that I'm the man. It's okay if I sleep around with someone else. You're the woman. You're supposed to take it. The problem is they don't love you. That's the thing. Honestly, they don't love you. So this was a little bit of what I was talking about when I say that about 90% of wives don't love their husbands. I didn't come up with this number or those numbers. I didn't come up with them. I actually did a survey. I had conversations. Again, I'm going to say with so many women, and this is how I discovered what I'm saying today. So our husbands, you have to change your ways. If you are the kind that cheats, who's so unfaithful all the time, you have to change your ways. It's not because you are the man that you are basically you have to or you're entitled to do those things, because we're all human. And again, I'm going to say it, you want to live with a wife who loves you. You don't want to be home with a wife that doesn't love you. And something else that came up is appreciation. Okay, so guys, this basically, and something else also that came up is appreciation. Lots of husbands don't appreciate their wives. Appreciation doesn't mean giving gifts or money. Sometimes it's just a word, you telling your wife, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for taking care of the house. Thank you for, just working so hard to keep our home together. You have to appreciate your wife. You have to say it. You have to say it to her. She needs to hear that. It's, it keeps us going. I love it when my husband comes and appreciates me. And you have to appreciate your wife. Don't just hold it to yourself deep inside. You know how hard your wife works or how she's taking care of the house. But you cannot tell her, it's like something is stuck in your throat that you can't get it out. What's the problem? So, my lovely husbands, this was just a quick video that I wanted to be a voice of those women I spoke to, or I had conversations with. I wanted to be their voice. I wanted to say how they feel so that husbands can also know. So because many times you guys ignore those little signs or little things, or how your wives are truly feeling. So when you are cheating, when you're a cheater, in a way you're not just cheating to your wife but to yourself. Really, you are hurting yourself big time, big time. Trust me. Two things gonna happen. Either the wife's gonna leave you, eventually she's just gonna leave you, or she's just gonna stay suck it up but hating the head out of you. You know what I mean? Hating the head out of you. You don't want that. Who wants that? What kind of a man want to live with a woman who doesn't love them? That's kind of sad, don't you think? That's really sad. I mean, I had this woman and she said something to me. I was like, whoa, mind blown. You know what she said? She's like, Laddie, whenever I make love to my husband, I'm picturing someone else. I'm actually replacing him in my mind with someone else. That's the only way I can have feelings or I can be aroused. That's sad. And I told her, I'm like, girl, you need to get out of that relationship. You need to get out. Because if you're making love to your husband and you're picturing someone else, that is bad. That's bad. You know what I mean? But the man has no idea. But that's sad to me. That's funny. That's sad and funny. Sad. You know what I mean? Very sad. You don't want that? Do you want that? That's oh Lord, I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine someone making love to me by fantasizing about someone else. No. And by the way, this video is for 18 and over. I made sure when I uploaded this video, it's like, I don't want anyone younger than 18 years old to watch it. Really, this is a grown-up video. I mean, we're talking about husbands and wives. You know what I mean? But yeah, unbelievable. So you want your wife to be in love with you. You want your wife to love you at 100%, not 20, not 40, not even 70. You want 100%. So you gotta be good. You have to stop those shenanigans, sleeping around, and if you are one of those, you know, people sleeping around, you gotta change. You really have to change. Your wives are willing to forgive you and give you another chance. That's okay, Jamie. See, we're getting ready to go to an all-white party tonight. So yes, I'm excited. I'm excited. It's been a while since I went out. So it's like a girls' night out tonight. You know, gotta have those little days, you know, girls' night out. And I'm going with my sisters. It's gonna be bueno. So yes, guys. Really, that's all I had. I had to be the voice. I had to be the voice for what am I trying to say? Gosh, can't even get my words right anymore. I had to be like a medium for those women suffering. Like my sister Jamie said, those women suffering, but they can't say it. They can't get it out. So guys, you want 100% love from your wives. You don't want no 40, not 20. You want everything. You want, when you're making love to your wife, you want her to see you and you only. And you want her to give you 100% of her. Not only 20. You don't want a woman to be thinking about someone else when you are in intimacy. You know what I mean? That's really bad. Because it comes from the brain. You know, the brain has to love it, and then everything else falls. So you have to be good to your wives. You have to be faithful. You have to stop being lazy. You have to be clean. You have to help her out. You have to help her out. And something else I had in mind that when I had those conversations, and now I can't think of it. It was something very important too. I forgot about it. I should have written some stuff down. I don't write, you know. When I make videos, I just come and just make videos. I don't write or anything. I don't even think. I just come in front of the camera and make the video. I was gonna say something. Woo. I hope you guys are safe though. I hope you're safe in this pandemic that I'm so over with. I am so over this freaking COVID-19 or 20, whatever they're calling. I am so over it, and I am not getting the vaccinations. What do you guys think about it? About this vaccination? I'm not taking it. I think it's poison. They're trying to poison me. I've been fine, okay? I have not had COVID-19. Honestly, we've had the Ebola virus. We've had the swine flu. We've had so many things. Why they want a vaccination for this COVID? Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I don't want it. I do not want this vaccination. I am not taking it. Okay? I wanted to say something else and I completely forgot about it, and it's making me mad. It's because I have to end this video because we have to go. We gotta go. Yeah, I'm so energetic today, and that's because I had plenty of water, and it's a blessing. Some people to have so much energy, they have to drink alcohol, they have to smoke. Not me. I'll drink water and I'll be energetic just with water. So I had plenty of water, and I want even more water now. So I hope you guys are safe in this pandemic. You guys are safe, and be faithful to your wives so they can give you 100% and more of their love, not just 20. When I remember the other thing I wanted to talk about, I'm going to make another video. Okay, so yes, I'm going to this all white party, and